David! Oh my God.
Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Quest, and welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. Yeah, man. You already know I'm joined by my brother from another mother. You feel me? My man, my mellow, my man. It's all in a day. Ladies and gentlemen, L. David Harris.
Hey. Oh, what up, Quest? I don't know what just got into me, but it did. What up?
Let me tell you. I don't know how. Let me explain something. I know we did do our regular, but we was hype a while ago.
Yeah.
I introduced David to one of my go-tos of choice when I want to hear that boom bap. Shouts out to little brother, Rapper Fonte. You know what I'm saying? And and rapper Big Pooh. You know what I'm saying? Yo, definitely official microphone assassins. So shouts out to them. They straight out of the, the North Cac. And before getting on, we were just like extra hype because, music does that to us. We are out of the place they call New York City. You know what I'm saying? Where it was born and raised in the 5 boroughs. And that boom bap does something to us every now and then when we hear it. It has to be the boom bap though. No diss to the new cats, but yeah.
You can say no diss to the new cats. You can say that.
They want
pause. I'm out of that life, so I'm gonna let them live. I'm out of that.
Rock with, but I come from that age of, King's Son. You know what I'm saying? Poor Righteous Teachers, KRS. You know what I'm saying?
I'm keeping my feet going forward. I will not slide back.
Rakim. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get D. I'm trying to get D to put a little Vaseline on his heel and slide a little. You know what I'm saying?
I will not do it.
No.
I will not.
Shouts out to everybody who is tuning in. Welcome to another edition. Like I said before, man, life is lovely and lovely is life. Come on, Terrence D. Brown. You know
what up?
To the UOU Mastermind folks. My brother from another mother's on as well. Shouts out to them. Man, D. It's an honor and a privilege to be alive and well. Lord has spared our lives to be another day. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna make the rest of the day the best of the day. Brother, we got some stuff to jump into. I mean, and not just today's topic. There's a number of different things. I just want everybody to, but before we get into that, man, how is life on the rock?
Listen, man, life is life. Life is life, man. You already know. So I was just thinking I want to connect with y'all in ATL, but I won't be there. So life is life but I am opening my mind to the fact that I have to get on a plane on a regular basis now.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get to you once a month, at least 2.
I'm sorry. You're trying to get to us when?
No, I'm saying I need to get to y'all once a month, man. I need to. So listen, I'm going to put it out there to everybody watching and listening. More people are listening. Listen, you have a team of any type, corporate, organizational. I'm trying to make my home base Atlanta. That's all I got to say. So call me. I'm easy to find. Please. And if I'm not easy, LDH at ldavidharris.com. That's that. And you already know on the Marriage Flex, Quest and I are a package deal. That's what it is. So let it be written. So let it be done.
I'm telling you, this new season of everything, this is the season we merge everything.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm living Voltron living. You know what I'm saying? If you hear anybody else say that, you know where it came from first. We saying it first. Voltron living.
Been saying it.
Age and the life of collaboration. I've been rocking with my dude for years, and there's a number of people that I could do this with, but I don't necessarily want to, and we haven't done it. We was like, you know what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
So you will see a lot of D in the greenhouse. You'll see a lot of Quest doing Keep Your Vow. And like for real, whenever we bring these products to you, just know that they're going to be dope. My man is no joke. Let me just
appreciate it.
Dave won't do it. Dave will not do it.
He won't.
So I'll do it for him. He's no joke when it comes to structure. He is no joke when it comes to organizing and putting, taking your whatever team you got, the coaches from shaky to good. You always hear me say it, from good to great. Ultimately, we want to be at phenomenal. If that's what you want to do, he's not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Just watch how the greenhouse move over the next couple of months, over the next year. Just watch how it moves and just know.
Listen, man, I'm excited about it. Like, I'm not one of those dudes that I like the concept of collaboration, but I'm not just looking for people to bind with. Because I've been, unfortunately, and it's wild because I'm not a pilot, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Flight assessment, #flight assessment. But listen, I happen to outrun everybody I collaborate with. And I'm not trying to run. It's not even like I'm trying. And so that has been burning my candle for years. But Quest is my guy, man. Let's get him. That's all I got on that.
Come on. Our brotherhood is a grown adult. I'm talking about grown adult.
No, grown. Like 40 plus years grown.
Grown
40
adult.
plus years, and we weren't babies. So, yeah, yep. So I'm thankful, man. Honestly, I'm thankful. It's no hype.
No.
Y'all better ask. If you don't know, ask. That's all I got on that, man.
I love it, man. I love it. I just want the people to know that I've been getting the phone calls and texts, D, about next year's Greenhouse Marriage Getaway, GMG 2024. Come on. I was just thinking about that with this morning on my walk. You already know. You see him?
Yeah.
And so like for real, people saw the vids. They haven't even seen all of them yet. They just saw the stuff that we were posting, and we told them in advance that you might want to take the trip. Yep, just the sizzle. You ain't get no steak. They got the sizzle. Now you want the steak, and I'm telling you.
Oh, you definitely want the steak.
Oh, you want the steak.
I'm vegetarian, and I want the steak.
Yep, and I'm just letting y'all know from now. Big bro E say he gonna be.
Oh, word?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
look, I'm about to change my background. Hold on.
Yep.
Put it on the TV. Who you say?
Put it on the TV for me. Yep.
Who you say?
You already know.
Okay.
Number one motivational speaker in the world. Say, yep, whatever we doing next year, my man is backing it 100%.
Let's get him.
You'll be present at the event. So when we put this package together, if you don't purchase it, because I'm only taking a small number, long gone are the days where we fighting with people to keep their marriages together. I'm not fighting with a soul to keep their marriage together. You got to want it for you.
It actually doesn't work, Quest. That's the thing about it. This is not a threat. It literally does not work. Like one of my homeboys from Haiti, he used to say, you can take a snake. What did he say? You can take a snake to the classroom, but you cannot make him eat. And I'm like, Ernst, what are you talking about? But that's the thing. Like, you can want it more for people, and you will continue to want it more for the same people.
I'm just
so
saying.
no diss.
if you make an like Quest, how much does a divorce cost? Can you just tell me round figures in the US? Can you just tell me?
Starting out, we talking about just retaining an attorney anywhere between 15 to 20 grand.
Bruh, we're not talking about it today that way, but listen, it's cheaper to keep her. And I'm saying that not like the colloquial way, like, but really, it literally, there is so much to lose. Bro. Divorce is so costly, not just financially.
Bro.
Like one time, like when I first got married, I used to have dreams. Like if I dream, I don't know I have dreams, Quest. Can I just say that?
Oh, come on.
But there was a period where I was having what I would call nightmares. And you know what the nightmares were about? Listen, what? And there was no smoke in my house. But I'm so allergic to divorce that I was dreaming that something happened between me and Simone, and I would have to explain to the people I love whose name is not Harris. I didn't even get to Simone and Josiah yet. I had to explain to her pops, had to explain to her, my baby sis, her sis, had to explain. That's before I get to my family. And I was just like, pause. I'm so glad to wake up from that nightmare. You see, she's over my shoulder in every coaching call. Like, she's over my shoulder every time I preach online. Like, Simone is with me everywhere I go. People are like, you always calling her name. That's right. 22 years. That's exactly right. I'm going to continue to call her name. You got that right, baby.
Bro, let me tell you, and there's dudes right now who they ready to risk it all.
Go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, for real, like, you know what it is at this? Like, me and D, we turned 50 this year.
Shout to the half a centurions.
Oh, the half a centurions. You feel me? Like, for real, it's dudes now in your late 30s, right? You in your 40s, you in your 50s. Truth be told, some of you in your 60s. You've been married 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, and you hitting rough patches, and you ready to risk it all. I'm talking about, you ready to risk it all. The pot and the window, you ready to risk it all. Do you know what it is to have to go, once you throw this away, to go and find something else?
I cannot imagine, but I know my brother got the goods on that. But my goodness, man.
I told Faith, we stuck for life.
Real talk.
You understand? I don't want to be, like, for real. You know what it is to have to go and learn somebody else all over again? And I'm not even talking about to the repercussions. I'm just talking about me and what you got to go through. You said it already, the explanations you got to go give to family members as to why. Because people be thinking, D, that, like, the relationship is all about them. It's not all about you. It's about people who are using you as a matter of fact, from the time you say I do, you automatically, whether you like it or not, become a reference point. And at that point, what you going to do? Set a whack example, be selfish, and think that the relationship is all about you?
You know what's interesting, man? I was talking to Simone about this morning before we went to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Because, let me tell you a quick story before we get into our thing, right?
Let's get it.
We're going to double up, right? So yesterday, there's a big dude and a woman that come in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I kind of noticed that they were kind of watching me. I was hitting the bag. Hands and feet, and then some other stuff, right? So, boom. The guy pulls up on me when I'm walking past to go to Simone, and he was like, so explain to me what you into, kind of style. Like, he was intrigued. Like, he's looking in my eyes. He's telling me all of my behavior while I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and I was like, okay. And then we get to the point where the woman wants me to teach her how to defend herself, and I'm like, nah, you don't understand. I can't do that for you. I promise you, I can't. Get a licensed firearm. Like, I can't do it for you. I'm not the right one because it's just, you don't want to go where you got to go if I do it. So just go ahead and if you're into that, get a licensed firearm. So pause. So I said, are you two married?
What'd he say?
How you know it was him? I said to both of them, are you two married? And the brother, she made a face, and the brother said, we're friends. We're best friends, right? She makes a face, and he jumps in quick. And I don't want to put it all out on blast right now, but I was just like, pause. Yep. So Like we're having discussions about marriage and relationship. And I'm like, Quest, you and I have the relationship spirit. And I said to Simone this morning, when we first got married, we went on a double date with people that could be our parents. They called us onto the double date. And the gem that they gave us is what I hold today. They said, your marriage is your ministry.
There it is.
And that's what makes my mindset concerning marriage what it is, because that has never left me. Random dude, you start with the physical, you start with the teach me how to fight, how to defend myself, teach me how to not get raped in a taxi because her homegirl got raped in a taxi like the other week. The 3 dudes, bro. And I was like, you start busting shots in that taxi, that'll end it. But I can't teach you nothing that'll help you with 3 men in a taxi. You feel me? So we go from that. I just wanted you to see the extreme shift in the conversation. And now we get to God next. Because the man was like, he got triggers, and they start asking Simone what my triggers are and all of that kind of stuff. Like, so how do you have to approach him when he's sleeping and that kind of stuff? Because, so she told him and all of that. And then he was like, so what do you do? Zen, like, how do you control that? And I was like, God. So we talked about God, and he was like, I'm not into that. And then she was like, that's your problem. I'm like, see, now we on the relationship. And that's when I bust and say, how long y'all been married? You see? Now we're on the marriage.
Evoking the stuff out of them.
Oh, yeah. And then I pointed at Simone tongue in cheek and said, it's your fault. And she starts laughing because we've been saying that for years. We always end up on relationships, and the stuff that is in the closet, we drag it out unintentionally. It come out from under the bed and people start talking about it. And then, so it's a joke, like, it's your fault, Simone. Because every time we with a couple or people who fronting like they a couple or whatever, it come up. See what I'm saying? Shout to Tyrelli. What up? Tyrelli, the Colonel. What up?
General.
Marriage is a ministry, Quest.
It is. It is. And it really and truly, if more people understood that it was a ministry, then it would probably curtail some of your behavior.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're not just representing you.
All right. If I was old school and I had my ones and twos and we were on the vinyl, I would scratch the record. Like, we could just change it. We just gonna scratch the record and move to this thing, man. We are talking about something really interesting today, bro. Really interesting. Y'all ready for it?
Let me just drop that in there real quick.
And Quest, a thing came up, a memory came up, whatever they call it on Facebook, came up on my joint like just now. We were talking about something very similar years ago, like 2018, bro. Yeah. So today we're talking about how to get the box and keep it. Pause.
How to get the box and keep it.
Strategies.
Oh, no.
If you know, you know. Strategies for men to blow our wives. I need y'all to hear that part. Minds with intimacy. How to get the box and keep it. Because some of y'all not getting the box and you married. What did I just say? What did I just say?
David, that's what you're doing now?
It happened. It slipped out. Some of y'all are married and you're not getting the box. And what you're getting, you think is the box. It ain't the box. You don't even know how to identify the box. Pause. Just saying. I'm drinking my water for those who are listening on the audio. I'm drinking water right now.
David, if you in relationship and you not, something is wrong, bro. And I want to be very clear. I'm not making the relationship all about that, but I'm telling you that it is very important.
Can I say, if we elevate the box to what it's supposed to be, and obviously we're using colloquialisms for a reason, right? It's on purpose. We need to do that, right? Listen, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. One of the things that God said in the Garden of Eden, you know I have to go there, was to be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it. And I'm not talking about it philosophically now. I'm talking about Adam and Eve together and what it means to be fruitful in an actual biological way this time, right? Yo, pull that out for me. Pull that out for me, Quest, because we were just having a back discussion about that. What you just posted on the Telegram. Pull that out for me real quick.
Okay. Yep.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is very until somebody else says we can. You see. So yeah. So if we're being fruitful and multiplying, there is a level of intimacy that must take place. I'm talking about fruitfully.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people have children together that are married to one another who say, I'm not having any more children with that fill in the blank man. I'm not having any more children with that woman. And it's like, that woman, that man, like, aren't you married?
Exactly.
Because the brother, we're just going to speak from this perspective, like the brother's not getting a box, not for real. He's getting some of the stuff on the outside of the box. He's getting some of the stuff that resembles the box. But when you open it up, pause. What's on the inside is not really the box.
Nope.
Can I say it that way? I know It sounds crass.
But here's the funny thing, D. Do you remember when you presented the ring to Moni, or for anybody for that matter, when you presented the ring to as an engagement? It wasn't so much the box, it was what was inside the box.
That is correct. Because I definitely, we weren't about that life.
Yeah.
We weren't married yet.
Yep. So when you go through that whole thing, you don't put emphasis on the box itself. You put emphasis on what is inside the box and what it represents.
Wait a minute. So now we're talking about intimate. We're getting into the intimacy piece.
Yeah, because just from a service level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're presented with the engagement ring, right? You don't wear the box anywhere. What you wear is the ring, and the ring symbolizes the undying, unlimited, you know what I'm saying, bond between you and your spouse. It's infinite, right? And so you don't pay attention to the external. I know you were saying it sound crass, but when you get the box, it's not what the box. It's the connection that y'all have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That just carries the intimacy. It is not the only part of intimacy. It's the highest level of intimacy, but it's not the only part to it. There's so many other. So it's not the box itself. It's not that. It's not let me just say it. It's not the sex. It's the intimacy that's created as a result, or the sex that you have that makes it so dope as a result of the intimacy. It's what's inside.
You know what the king said about Adam and Eve, bro? One of the things he said, right, was, and it was through Moses's voice. It was, they were naked and not ashamed. They were physically naked. Yes. They were fully vulnerable, even before sin. They were fully vulnerable, not ashamed. You know what went wrong? When two humans started to become selfish, it got worse, and they became selfish-er. So Eve disconnects from God, Adam disconnects from God, and when God comes looking, you know what happens? He says, Adam, where are you? And the same dude that was naked and not ashamed, whose woman, Eve, was also naked and not ashamed, he said, I was naked and I was afraid, so I hid myself. And the king said, well, who told you were naked? Because he was like, what? Who told you were naked?
Yep.
He was like, well, did you eat the fruit that I commanded that thou shouldest not eat?
Come on.
Did you disconnect from me? Did you mess up the relationship from your seat? And hear what he didn't say. Yes, I did. You know what he did say? I don't want the box no more. I don't want intimacy no more. The woman that thou gavest unto me, she did give to me, and I did eat. So now he's throwing his one and only rib, his only other self, under the complete bus. He's throwing her under the bus and rolling her over and saying she did it. Now he's not a man no more, Quest. He might as well have been a eunuch as far as I'm concerned. No diss. I'm just saying. You throwing your wife under the bus, homeboy? Like you hiding, you in the bushes hiding. And then you're going to say she made me do it, cuz? Come on, man. How many of y'all dudes are doing that? That's why you're not getting the box, because you're throwing your wife under the bus. Don't do that.
Christ throwing you under the bus in front of the Father.
So when you come complaining about your wives, I'm not saying that you don't have some challenges, some of you. What I'm saying is, if you're coming with the tone of how bad she is, how much of her fault, whatever is, that's your tone, and not how can we build this home. If you're coming with the tone of how bad she is, you're just like the big giant naked dude, Adam in the bushes. Rather than taking your responsibility, now you are pointing at her and saying it's her fault. Everything is her fault, and I'm driving the bus over her. How can you fix her, Quest?
But you know why? You know why people do that? And I've come to the realization, and even as you say it now, I'm thinking deeper about it. People do that because you don't have no vision for your marriage.
Mm-mm.
Right? There's a text that says, what is it? People perish for a lack of vision.
Yes, sir. In Hosea chapter 6, I think it is 4 verse 6.
So I did some research way back when, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's certain texts that I'm always intrigued by. That's one of them. Why vision of all things? Why vision? Right? And then more importantly, like legit, like perish. It's kind of like gives me that same kind of feel that Matthew 25 gives me, right? And so as I'm reading it and I'm checking the translation, I find out that perish doesn't necessarily mean the destruction. It means more along the lines of taking off, of self-control, of structure. So if you read the text with that kind of translation, it means that where there is no vision, there is no structure. Where there is no vision, there's no self-control. No wonder you throwing your wife under the bus, because number one, you don't have a vision for your marriage. Because if you did, and you understood what your role is in that dynamic, you wouldn't throw her under the bus. What you would do is have some conversations, because what you are doing in terms of your behavior is not in alignment with what we said we wanted in terms of a vision. And now you operate in your kingly place now. You know what I'm saying? Your priestly place now. Because now you are taking on responsibility, number one, because you are a husband and a father, number one. And then number two, because you understand what the vision for the family is.
Yeah. So basic. The box where intimacy is concerned, heart, mind, body, too. So when go ahead, Quest. What do you say?
I was saying emphasis on the body. I'm just
playing. Cuz. No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
Yep.
Because see, it's not, you know what was difficult for me when I first became a believer, right? Learning the beauty of this being right. The sexual intimacy being holy. So you know what I did? And I told y'all years ago, if y'all was watching this five years ago, or four and a half years ago.
Please, D, if you can, because when you say it, I hear it, and I know it's somebody listening. Like, the sex got to be holy.
I'm about to tell you.
Thank you.
You know what I did, Quest?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I stopped what I was doing and then turned on the light and then reached out my hand to hold Simone's hand and say, let us kneel down and pray. I did not do that.
No, we ain't doing that.
But I promise you what I did do, and I learned that it was the cheat code. I prayed. No, I'm not saying y'all need to do this, but I prayed. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit of what I prayed, because now I know I can talk to God about it. I said, God, you know her. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you everything I said. You know her. You know her. Could you please give her what she needs? And some of y'all thinking that's sacrilegious.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, I promise you, if according to your faith, because here's the thing, man. When I was out there, listen, I have a lot of, unfortunately, I have a lot of experience, bro.
You can't speed past that, bro. You just like dropped the gear and just like legit disappeared. Like you said before the act
and during,
right before y'all got busy.
Yes,
Lord, you know her.
Yes, sir.
And because you know her, you created her. Because you know her, I need you.
Yes.
To to satisfy that need because you know her.
Yes, sir. I did. And I did.
People might I don't know. People might say it's sacrilegious.
They can chat.
That's dope. Why? Because it's not him that's actually doing it. Is him that's doing it, but he's doing it through you.
Yeah, and y'all don't let your dirty minds go where it don't need to go. I need you to hear it the way it is.
That exactly the way that it is, right? He loves you so much and wants to meet every need that you have. And so because I want to meet your need, of course, I'm not going to meet the need, right? I'm spirit, you flesh. And of course, I can meet the need, but I'm going to place this person in your life to meet that need for you.
Yes, sir. So friends of ours were having a marriage program the other day talking about, do you tell your spouse the body count? Well, that's a different discussion. But listen, I got a body count. And it's not a secret. It's not a secret.
Pause.
If
Faith got a body count, I could care less.
Right.
What difference do it make now that I know? You know what I'm saying? Like, we married and we building a future together. Right? When I drive my car, I ain't looking in my rearview mirror. I do, but I do it before I change a lane or just to see who coming up behind me. But I'm focused on where I'm going, not where we came from.
Okay, so there's that. But with brothers now, sometimes y'all allow the fact that you got a body count make you feel like you're nice with it because you've been nice with it so many times.
Like it's the same.
But hear this. What I did in the thought process of praying was say, God, I got a lot of really good experience. My resume is dope.
Yeah.
I yield the resume. Only you can make this dope because what that was unholy. So I'll just say God answers prayers. Moving on. I'm not getting into all the rest of that. It's none of y'all business. I'm just saying God answers prayers. Like he has a way of doing, like y'all don't even want to comment in the chat because you're like, that is weird. I've never heard that before. Well, you heard it today. You can talk to God about everything. And if you learn to talk to him about this, I promise you, not because it's me saying it, but because he wants you to bring all of your cares to him. So when I got the box in its entirety. So let's talk about emotional intimacy quick, fast, Quest.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of word on that one.
I'm just saying it's in our experience, the fellas kind of lack in that area because it requires a certain level of vulnerability. And in a lot of cases, it's something that men don't really do too well until they, really discover how much of an asset it is to the relationship. If you love her like you say you do, like for real, there's certain things, qualms about me that I don't necessarily like to face or confront, but I face and confront them because of my love for her. You feel me? So when we do talk about this emotional intimacy as it relates to get in the box, let me explain something to you. It's a two-way street. Some of you are vexed because you know what I'm saying? She's not performing, but she's not performing because you got her out here on fumes.
Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Some brothers are abusive where this is concerned. And I don't mean it in the most extreme way because I got heat for the real extreme way, but I'm saying some of you have been to too many blue movies. Look it up. You've been watching porn.
You're so Jamaican.
You've been watching porn
movies.
I don't even know. Just saying.
Yeah, but no,
but pause. You've been watching porn. You've been going to strip joints.
Yes.
And you've been experiencing a bunch of stuff. And if that's what you did in your past, then repent, right? But what I'm saying is sometimes you drag it into your house and then you try to make your wife
a porn star.
What he said. Straight and it's up. Like, and to think about it, when you're watching a movie, you can push pause, you can push play. Oh, I'm so old. What am I talking about? Push pause. It's on your device or whatever it is, right? So you play, you pause it, you speed it up, you watch another one, move on to another one. And so in your mind, this action that you're looking at and trying to replicate is supposed to be as fast and on demand as your device is. Right? So if you want to watch 300 movies in a row, you can do that. If you want 75 sex scenes in a row, you can do that. And so the camera angles and all of this weird stuff that y'all are into, right? You try to drag it into the house, and then when she's not that, now you got a problem. You're in coaching sessions. Like, yo, she's not giving me the box. And it's like, in what way is she not giving you the box?
Yeah, because you're trying to treat her. First of all, you're trying to treat her like she a porn star, number one, and don't realize that when you get the box, it's a outpouring of what happened emotionally. Okay, let me make it plain. First and foremost, you said a while ago it's abuse. Anytime your spouse got a need that you are not meeting, that it's your responsibility to meet, and you don't meet it purposely, that's abuse. Right? So that's the first part. Second part is, like, I realize and I understand, truth be told, some of y'all understood how your brain works, you wouldn't be feeding it no doggone porn.
That's it.
Because, okay, I think with a lot of things, if not all things, if one thing is true, then the inverse is also true, right? When your mind expands to a particular place because of exposure, it's hard for it to go back to where it was before.
That is correct.
Right? So when we talk about taking these trips, D, and we go in this place, like, for real, you and I are going to be together for Christmas, right? And our minds are going to be expanded into, okay, yup, we've done friendship for close to 40 years, but now we in different parts of the world. Now we expanded what it looks like on this side of the life and being able to do it on a regular basis. We're going to be like, yo, I like the feeling of this, right?
That's correct.
And so when your mind expands to those places, when you've gone to certain places and you've been exposed to a higher standard of living, it's hard for your mind to go back to where it was before, right?
Base level.
Yes. When you've been exposed to greatness, it's difficult to go back to mediocrity, right? The inverse is also true. I tell young people all the time, when you wake up your sexuality before it's time to wake it up, it's difficult for you to go back or shut it off. When you've been watching, as D said, 20 porn movies back to back to back to back, you're exposing yourself and turning yourself into something, and it's hard to go back.
What I want people to get, right, too. So when I was young, a few things happened, right? I'm not going to go into all of it, right? But when I was young, one of my relatives, a guy is my age, so we were both the same age. He's a month younger than me. He takes me to a place, and in the place that's near his house, he pulls a box of dirty magazines out.
Here we go.
It's only now that I know those magazines were not my cousin's. We were like 5. It's not my cousin's magazines. Where did they come from? Pause. A box of them. Okay. Grade 1, one of my homeboys shows me a pen. Because we're talking about, grade 1 for us was like 79, I think it was. Yep. Something like that. 1979.
Water that slide back and forth.
Yeah, but this one had a viewfinder at the top of the pen.
Top of it.
So he showed me the pen. I was like, okay, cool. He said, look in it. I looked in it. Bro, I wish I never looked in there.
Yeah.
There was some stuff inside that thing, and when you turned it, there were more images, and I was like, pause. So then by the time, this is the last part of the story, by the time I'm 14, still in New York, I'm about to leave New York when I'm 15. Yep. Still in New York, I'm working in a movie place, Royal Video, before there was anything called whatever they got now.
Yeah.
and they had a room. And I went in the room and I was like, oh, they got movies, VHS movies. I wish I never saw none of that stuff. So there is stuff in your brain that you wish you never saw, but some of you are still entertaining it. I don't entertain that kind of stuff. Full stop. No more.
Full stop.
So I don't want it to be puritanical like, oh, we never had, or I never had some of these experiences. But when you drag that stuff into your adulthood and then drag that into your marriage, you cannot become intimate emotionally with your spouse. In this case, I'm saying with your wives. You can't do it. You cannot do it. So we need to be delivered and freed and broken free from those things that interrupt the emotional connection. Spiritual too.
So I wanted to just add the piece as we were dealing with this emotional intimacy, right? And how it ties into physical, right? So with men, you literally got to give them the box in order for them to talk. With women, the inverse is true. You got to talk to them in order to get the, you see? So the two are interdependent upon one another, right, D? If I don't talk to Faith, she ain't going to have no fondness of me. It's the conversations. It's the emotional connection. Large portion of women, I'd say 90-something% of women, you got to talk with and connect with emotionally, and you got to connect with the heart. You don't do that, she doesn't have a connection to you. And if she doesn't, she's sure enough not going to give you her body. I can't even talk to you.
Some women are icy. Oh, I've heard of it. I've heard of this. Are icy, frozen, and because of some intellectual obligation will allow the husband to just do whatever he's going to do. And when you're done, bro, go ahead and get up and move on.
But I don't want that.
But pause. Yeah, right. And it's not her fault is what I want to get to. So, because I don't want the ladies to hear me saying something I'm not saying.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
It is not her fault. She's trying to be available, but she literally cannot because he has locked her and not done the work. And you're like, but Dave, no, that's a decision. That's her choice. No, Dave, she's this negative. She's that negative. It's like, pause. I don't care what the reason is. She could be Jezebel for all I care. If she's Jezebel, it's still your fault. I'm just saying. It's our fault, Quest. The buck stops here. And until or unless you're able to unlock the fullness of the woman that God has entrusted to you, then she is not available.
Here's the part to understand. If your name or your title is husband or wife, you have some responsibilities that you don't get to pick and choose when you adhere to those responsibilities and when you don't. You don't get to pick and choose. You are a husband, you love, period. You are a wife, you respect, period. You feel me? And so what ends up happening is when your wife says something to you that's off the wall, right? Or you can clearly see that she's frustrated or whatever the case may be, it's your job to help her get back to her center, not clap back or walk off and leave her distressed. It's a lot of dudes who like to get on it. Oh, you don't have this amount of money to make sure. I got fire for them dudes.
Yeah.
Because while I understand that money is important, it is not foundational to anything. Elon Musk, Dr. Dre, Tom Brady, Bill Gates. Do I need to go on? So that further lets me know that just because you got money don't mean that you're going to provide a safe place. No, bro. Your ability to be able to have a conversation with her and connect with her heart is foundational to anything that you're going to do. You got money? Okay, cool. Can you connect with her now? Because just because you got money don't mean nothing. All that means is you got a couple of options to buy her stuff to pacify her so that you don't connect with her heart. Then what? And the dude who come along now who may not have as much money as you, but knows how to connect with her heart, he gonna steal your woman.
That is true. I've seen it happen.
Many a times.
I've seen it happen.
I know enough dudes who got dough, but because they stupid, and another dude come in, know how to connect with her, have conversations with her, boom, out the door, deuces.
Spending your dough, by the way. I'm gonna just say that. Pause.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So let's put a bow on this about respect and appreciation. I'm gonna read. I never do it. Oh, I used to, but I'm just gonna do it this time, right? This one. Respect and appreciation, right? There's no love without respect. There's no relationship that can survive without appreciation. Huh. So we need to learn how to show appreciation in ways that matter to her, not to me.
To her.
To her. What matters to her?
Because a lot of the times we have these discussions, D, and we leave the men out, right? And I don't want any of the men to feel, you know what I'm saying, neglected or whatever the case may be. It's that's a two-way street.
There's no question.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question. Yeah. So really, selfishness loses 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loses in that case. But listen, if you want the box, and don't front like you don't, because I definitely do. I definitely do. I definitely do.
I want it.
All the time. I want.
Mr. Green, if you're listening, I want it.
Yes. Keep the faith. Can I just say, as I'm closing here, man, I was on the machine, bruh. Because Simone hadn't been in the gym with me for a few months. When I got back in there, she wasn't there. So I don't know what anybody thought, right? So I'm on the machine. I'm doing some lat work, latissimus dorsi work.
Yeah.
Why she come pressing up on? I got the weight is on. Like I'm in the flex part of the movement.
Yeah.
And I feel all kind of everything all on my neck and my back.
Yeah.
And her trainer's there laughing, Sean laughing, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, but low key, even though I was, trying to not drop the weights, I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was not ashamed that my wife was pressing up on me while I'm trying to exercise, even though my ATC is like, yo, I'm in the middle of something right now. Can we not do this right this moment? Because I'm kind of in the middle of something. But the blessing is that she was willing to do it. And
I don't know what just happened to D. D, I need you back in this room, brother. D got cut out. Shouts out to Terrence Brown, who said he want the box. I want the box too, Terrence. I want the box. Here's the funny thing about it, though. We have to learn really and true. And when we say the box, I know for some people it sounds kind of crass, but we want the intimacy that comes along with it as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 19. I'm not 21. I'm not 25 anymore. I don't want sex just for the sake of having sex. And if you do, that just like for real, that's just a strong indicator as to who you are, like for real, as an individual. I'm getting older, like for real, I'm 50 this year, right? And as 50, like for real, you should grow in a mature kind of way, right? And so with that being said, I don't want it just to want it. Like for real, it has to be dope. It has to be, the relationship has to be thick. You feel me? There has to be that strong connection, right? Because anybody knows you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. After a while, it gets tired. And so with that being said, oh, you back. I don't know what happened to you, but yeah.
I know what happened to me. I hit the button. And it backed me out of the thing. But I saw you on there. I was watching you on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I was just telling them, D, that like for real, you can get to a particular place and space where you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, just to get your rocks off. Mm-hmm. And if it's with your wife and the intimacy, or with your husband and the intimacy isn't there, then what are you doing?
That's it.
And if it's not with your wife and not with your husband, However you slice that cake, then it's unholy, and I don't want no part of that.
That's it.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of in the past of doing that. You feel me? But I also know that you reap repercussions because of it. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want that smoke. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a privilege to be able to connect with y'all, right? It's even more so a privilege for us to connect with our spouses in the way that God intended from before there was a beginning. And so when you don't think that we taking it low, like it's a joke when we talk about the box or anything else we talk about. This is about everything that fully matters. God cares about it. And when he cares about it, I should care about it. And I'm going to say it, and please don't take it the wrong way. God does care if you get the box, because he's the one that put you two together. And he wants us to have, pause. And everything that he created was good, very good.
And I would dare to say he didn't only create it so that you can have children. He created it so that you can enjoy.
And I do. So there you go. There you go.
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.